Hello, my name is Bob Daly. I'm an elder from Tahoe Community Church, and I'm helping out Mike Bowles from Mountain Metro Church. And he's been assigned the task to help create a Christian boarding school here in Lake Tahoe, Nevada. So this video's aim is just to give you some information about the project, about the campus, and everything that's going on to hopefully create this for some school administration to take over and run as a most likely an adventure Christian boarding school here in Lake Tahoe, Nevada. Check it out, and if you want any more information, contact my buddy Mike Bowles at Mountain Metro Church. Thank you.
Well, good afternoon. My name is Mike Bowles. I'm the facility director for Mountain Metro Church. We are here at 1900 Echo Drive in South Lake Tahoe at the Kingsbury Middle School, or what used to be the Kingsbury Middle School. Our hope is that it will become a school or a project for the Lord's kingdom. And so that's where we're at right now. Douglas County walked away from the school for financial reasons. The cost of updating it was just too much for them with taxpayer bonds, so they walked away. We ended up purchasing it in 2014, and for us, one of the first things that we did is we came in and we stripped out the inside of it, removed all asbestos, all mold, had a company come in, test it, get all that stuff done. And because of the age and because of the way the building was constructed, there was a lot of water damage, molds from windows and siding. So right now what we are doing is we're replacing all of the doors, all of the windows, and we're correcting an architectural flaw. We've put a brand new roof on the top of it, and we've resided the gymnasium, and then gone through the building in any place that there's been dry rot or different issues like that, we've cleaned up and replaced. And so that's what you're seeing right now is the finishing of basically weatherproofing and getting the building weather tight, safe and secure. It's a total of 38,000 square feet. It sits on 22 acres. It backs up to BLM land. We have new construction down at the beginning of the road, so we have all new roadways leading into the property. And we're currently trying to figure out what the best use of this facility is for ministry purposes.
Amen.
This school originally started as half the size. There was an addition built on in the mid-'80s, and kind of right where this section is here, this hallway and where this beam is, this is where the old school used to end. And so from here over, you have the gymnasium, classrooms, cafeteria, things of that nature. And then the addition from here in this direction, this was a library, a computer room, and 8 additional classrooms.
Sixth grade.
Sixth grade for
Sixth grade.
for Danielle Stauffer, who actually attended here. Gosh, I don't know how many years ago. Danielle, when was that? 20 years ago?
Funny how things look so much smaller when you're an adult.
Right?
I mean, yeah, this room was much
Well, this is a
bigger
huge room.
in my memory.
Yeah, so this room, just on the other side of that wall was a computer room. This room was a library. There was an idea that this would become a chapel for Mountain Metro Church, or for whatever entity ends up occupying this space. One of the other things that we've done since taking possession is we've ran a fiber optic backbone throughout the building, and then we've also installed security cameras throughout the outside. So we've brought it up to date to be able to function in a lot of significant ways. When you look up into the tops as well, you'll see a lot of improvements where we updated fire systems, updated heating and air conditioning, and basically have gotten the inside of the building ready to put down flooring, paint, ceiling tiles, and move somebody in. As we walk back here, these doors lead to the large field that's out back. There are a few basketball courts, a really large grass field, just over the size of a soccer field or a football field. We'll just look out briefly. But you can see the fence line on the back. That's the back side of the field. And then we own property going just beyond that.
And that's where basically dorms could maybe be built?
Correct. So that's, I was saying that siding up there and the trim, that's all new. We just finished that. maybe 2 months ago, if that.
Wow.
And that's going to be what the rest of the building eventually looks like. And then we would come back and over time update as needed or as wanted.
Cool. So it's amazing you not only bought the property, you're just bringing it up way above par. I mean,
Yeah, definitely try to. Our hope is that we can provide a space that we have a tenant with minimal effort be able to move in and start doing ministry.
Awesome.
These are basically classrooms. We'll tuck our head in this one right here, as it'll be a good representation of what the majority of these look like.
Mrs. Wells. History.
Mrs. Wells history class. On this side, the classrooms are slightly larger. Again, create a lot of flexibility, and these spaces on this side are designed to be either one large room or have a partition wall that comes through to be able to split the rooms in half on these 4 classrooms on this side.
So what are the timelines? Do you guys think by the spring you'll have most of the remodels done, or do you have more projects?
At this point we are weatherizing it, getting the outside done and finished up, and then from that point it's going to depend on who ends up occupying this space. If it ends up being an outside entity, then we would probably look to fashion it after their desires. So we won't continue to finish the interior until we know exactly what entity will be in this space.
That makes perfect sense. What was this area?
Oh, this area, this was a history class, math class. This was a special education. And that was an English class, 7th. So this was like 7th grade, kind of. But they shared. It was a small school, so. This was the counselor's office.
So, and that's leading back towards the front foyer.
Mm-hmm.
And then this one, I don't know, maybe it was.
And this is the main entrance to the building. You have a foyer, second set of doors. And again, long-term, depending on who becomes the tenant of this building, there's all kinds of different things like porticos being able to be built for front door drop-off. Dormitories can be built. The opportunity is endless with the square footage and the amount of property that we have here. So this area here, I'm believing, is the kind of office for the school, principal, vice principal, secretaries, all that good stuff.
So dormitories, you've mentioned that. It seems like ample space that people could actually just turn part of this maybe into living, but I'm not sure whether zone-wise.
Yeah, as far as the school building itself, we would not be able to turn it into dorms, just because building codes for schools are very different than building codes for residential neighborhoods.
Sure.
And so because of that, the cost of renovating, say, one wing of the building to turn it into dorms would be so high, it would almost be cheaper to tear it down and build new than it would be to try and bring it up to code as far as plumbing, insulation, fire exits, things of that nature. So that's not really feasible in this case.
And basically, due to the size of the community here, boarding school would be a necessity, basically.
It absolutely would. I think there's a lot of potential for locals to participate in the school, but for it to be financially viable, it would definitely need to be a boarding school / local school for it to be able to support itself financially.
Yeah, that seems to make sense. And you've got ample acreage to add dorms in?
We do. We have over 22 acres, and again, we back up to BLM land, so there is a process for it. Fortunately, we are on the Nevada side of the lake, so construction in Nevada is a lot easier than construction on the California side of the lake. We're close to Carson City, we're close to the airports, we're a lot closer to building materials, so construction here is not only feasible, it's been explored, and we believe that we can provide dormitory housing for somewhere between 250 and 400 people.
Wow. This could be big.
Yeah.
That's great.
down through here, you know, in essence, you have bathrooms. You have what used to be science labs and home ec labs. So we'll go in here and see where everybody used to.
Wired for gas. Here we are.
Yeah. This is where, I'm assuming, did you ever get a chance to dissect a frog in here?
What did I do? This was Mr. Sorensen's room.
All right.
We're doing a lot of outdoor science activities.
I know.
Home ec. So this is already plumbed and piped for things like dryers and washers and ranges and things of that nature.
Dissect the frog and cook it in here.
Exactly.
Forgot how big this is. Oh, here we've got a server or something.
Yeah, this used to be the server room because right next door to us was the computer lab. So currently we have everything brought to this for all of our security cameras and things of that nature. But the building, like I said, has a new fiber optic trunk line. So it's designed and set up to be able to handle a lot of technology. And then this room here, as you can see by all the Cat 5 wire coming down and all the channel in here, this was the computer lab for the school. So, and like any school, there's all kinds of random smaller rooms laid off to the side. Here we get to the electrical brain of the facility, which I'm actually going to go into and turn on the gymnasium lights. And this is in essence the maintenance room where the janitor or maintenance folks kind of hang out and where we currently have internet and all that good stuff ran to. Walking through here, we're coming through kind of more of the service section of the property. So this is where, you know, all of our new fire suppression stuff, all of that's been brought up to code. Is here, hot water heaters, fire, things of that nature. And then in here, if I can find the light, this is the kitchen.
There we go.
Oh, okay, I was going to say, do you need a torch?
And so still has some of the equipment from the old school, but this space would be determined. We won't update this space until we determine what exactly this facility will house. Full-size gym, you have the big curtain that comes down, separates the gym in half. Still have the scoreboards.
Wow, this is huge.
So, and then off in these corners, we have men and women's locker rooms, which would need to be updated to meet current code for the U.S., but still bathroom, showers, lockers.
All right.
Find someone that would be interested in leasing the facility as a for-profit, that creates the ability for us then to continue other ministries as well, beyond just serving the local kids for schooling and international. But as we stand here in the gymnasium, one of the things that we had talked about is not only is this property well suited for being a school, close to ski resorts, close to world-class mountain hiking, close to a world gym in Lake Tahoe for water sports, we also have a desire or a possibility to do things like sports camps, to do adventure camps for Young Life or another youth organization. It lends itself really well to being multifaceted because of its location in Tahoe. If it were to operate as a school during the winter season, then you go into the summer and you have a soccer camp, you have a basketball camp, you have an outreach camp for high school youth. The potential is endless with the property that's been provided here for us. Go right down to the shore. We're backed up to BLM land, so there's unlimited hiking, just unlimited natural beauty to participate in. And then if we were to do an adventures camp over the summertime, we would also have rope elements here, ropes courses, climbing walls, different things of that nature that would just also lead to students being here over the summer or over the winter time, being able to implement those as well as part of curriculum for high adventure and for trust and for however it gets built into the potential curriculum.
And one of the things to mention at this time also in regards to the winter boarding school activity is, of course, skiing and snowboarding. And a way to lay this out, there's different academies at Squaw Valley and different places in ski resorts where basically you wake up and take the kids skiing, snowboarding, wilderness experiences, outdoor camping, so on and so forth. And they learn, how to, survive in the cold and enjoy skiing and snowboarding. And then you come back for lunch, and then you do your classroom work, from 1 till 5 or 6, and then off to bed you go. So that potential would be a huge draw for this campus. All right. Anything else?
It's a great place too for parents to come and visit their students.
Yeah, exactly. Going to visit my kid in Tahoe.